Hello, I'm Bob McIntosh, a volunteer with the Metro United Way Build-A-Bed project. I want to thank all of you for volunteering for this important project. I think you'll find it is a wonderful experience. Since 2017, we've been building beds in Clark, Floyd, and Harrison County, and we've learned a number of lessons. Therefore, we're updating our video to try to incorporate some of those lessons we've learned to make it easier, better, and faster to build these beds. To get us started, I'd like to introduce Ron Zimmer, a building trade instructor at Prosser Career Education Center here in New Albany. Ron has helped us on all of our builds since 2017, and he cuts the boards, he drills the holes in them, he planes them, he routs them, and makes raw lumber look like finished furniture when we get done.
So on step one of the assembly and looking at the instructions, basically we're going to have two sets of legs. We're going to have a longer leg and a shorter leg. So we're going to concentrate on the longer leg, and we're going to put the best side facing towards the table. We're going to take the shorter leg right up on top, being sure that the holes are aligned, and you'll see the holes. And we're going to flush up the bottom side. Take your pencil and actually trace the top side. That's going to be a mark for us to put our 3/4 boards on.
Step number 2, we assemble the headboard. We turn the 2x4s that Ron just marked up, making sure the mark is inside. The best side is on the outside on both sides. We then look at the 2 boards that are going to be on the headboard and make sure that the best board is on the top and the worst is on the bottom. This one has a flaw on the bottom, so we're going to put it at the bottom where it won't be seen. And we put the best side on the bottom side, because that's the part that people will see once we get the mattress on. We square it up by putting the 2 boards, one at each end, and we make sure that it's flush on the side and on the bottom and on the side and on the top. And we double check to make sure both the ends are square. This is the way we square it up, and we simply double check, make sure it's square, and then we put the 4 screws in the top. Double check to make sure it's still square, and then we move this bottom one up and put it right at the top edge, right at the mark that Ron had drawn on the 2x4s a while ago. Make sure it's still square and solid, and then we hold it down and screw this.
We're going to go ahead and assemble the footboard. So we're going to take the short legs right up on top of the headboard. What we're looking to do is we're looking to take the best side facing out and the best edge facing out. And what we got to be mindful of and remember is the holes, the pre-drilled holes, are up on the top side here. Then we're going to actually select the face, the best face of that board going on the headboard, and we want that face facing up. And then we're going to look at the edges, and we want the best edge facing up.
And if you put this right over the other part of the headboard, it squares itself out because we've already squared the headboard.
So then we're actually looking to, kind of similar to the headboard, we're going to flush the top side, we're going to flush the edges, and we're going to go ahead and run the screws in the pre-drill holes. And just a reminder, try not to run them screws too deep so we don't split that edge of the board out.
Step 4 is putting the side rails together, and this is where we've made a major change in the way we do things. The first thing is to look at the quality of the boards and make sure that the best side is down on this one. And we put the 2x2s on, and we have spacers at each end. These are cut to be 4 3/4 inches which makes up the difference in the length of the 2x2 and the 1x8. We put them there like this, making sure that this 2x2 is flush with the bottom of the 2x8. Same thing here. We put this 2x2 in and make sure it's flush on the bottom. And these spacers will space it out so this will fit the headboard and footboard perfectly when we go to put that together. We then look at the, here again, the quality, and look at the best side. And this is the best side, so we want to make sure it's on the top. We even it out at both ends, and we make sure that this bottom 2x2 on the bottom is flush with the bottom of this 1x8. We then take the screws, put one in each end to make sure we're straight on it. We make sure that we're still flush on the bottom here with the 2x8, 2x2 and the 1x8. We'll put one in the center to steer it in as we go. Here again, we hold it to make sure it's flush at the bottom, and Ron will put another screw in at that end. We can then tighten down the rest of the screws. The next step is to take the side rails and just flip them 180 degrees over. Make sure that, again, the spacers are spaced right and the 2x2 is flush with the 1x8 at the bottom. Put the screws in and tighten them up just like you did on the other side.
Okay, so next what we got is we're going to actually assemble the side rails to the headboard to footboard. So basically we either set your workstations up approximately 6.5 feet apart, or you can set this up on the floor, whichever is easiest for your group. So we're going to take that headboard and the footboard and stand them right on up, and you'll see that we've got our bolts already through our side rails, and we're just going to go ahead and work to get those bolts in the pre-drilled holes. Once they're in the pre-drilled holes, take your washer and your nut, and we're actually going to assemble it, put them together, and go ahead and snug it down. You're looking to make sure that everything is flush on the corner. You should be flush on the ends. And what we just had is we had to work that board, move that board back and forth to be able to get those bolts in. So they're all pre-drilled to where they should just fall right into place. Might take a little effort for you to slide them in there, get them where they need to be. Make sure it's all flush. We're going to tighten it up to make sure all the daylight's out, and then we're going to move to the other side and do the exact same over to the other side. Next will be the slats. You're going to end up having 7 slats, 3 of them in which is going to have purple ends, marked with purple ends, and plus are going to be pre-drilled. We're going to take those purple-ended, pre-drilled ones, and we're going to place one at both ends of the 2x2s, flush with the ends, and we're going to put one directly in the center. Now we're going to go to the end ones first. And like we've taken that screw down into the pre-drilled, right into the 2x2. Just go ahead and fasten it down.
Make sure you don't go too deep or you'll split the 1x on there.
What we're looking to do here is we're looking to center up the other board. So basically, if I had a tape measure, it was going to be 28 and 5/8 in between the 2 boards. Will get you centered. And then basically happens there is you take 2 of the slats and space them evenly on the bottom side, 2 slats on the top side.
And the bed is finished, and we put the 4 slats in there to make sure we have all the bed there. And then our last step is we take all of this apart. Once you get it apart, you put your headboard and your footboard together. You then take your side rails and put them together kind of like the way you did when we were putting them together, like this. And then you put your 7 slats together and take them over to the wrapping station, and they will wrap them for you. Ring the bell, and somebody will bring you another set of lumber to build another bed. Thank you very much for participating in the Metro United Way Build-A-Bed project. We really appreciate it.